The Aston Martin V8 Cygnet has gone on sale. I have gotten calls, texts, emails, Facebook posts, YouTube, Instagram. Every person has contacted me about the V8 Cygnet. I'm probably the #1 potential buyer.
I don't know the V8 Cygnet. I mean, I know, but for those that don't.
I don't know if the dealer's aware of that I'm the #1 potential buyer, but I'm the #1 potential buyer. Here's the situation. Aston Martin Cygnet was a tiny city car that they made around 2010, ostensibly to comply with rules about lineup emissions and fuel economy. The other brands like Ferrari never had to make a car like this because they were in some large corporate umbrella, but Aston Martin was not, and it still isn't. And so they had to, in theory, they had to make this car in order to comply. The regular Cygnet, and they sold 10,000 of them primarily in London. Then, at the very end of the run, some rich guy, never disclosed who, came to Aston Martin and said, if you build me a Cygnet with the V8 from the V8 Vantage, I'll buy it. I'll pay the cost. I'll buy it. I'll do it.
Wow.
But you have to agree that you will never build another one. And Aston Martin, desperate for money perpetually since I've been alive, said, yeah. So they did it. And the car is now for sale, used, this has been 10 years now, at a dealership in the UK. Now, I want the car. I'm going to be clear.
Yeah.
However, I swore off buying cars. And I mean that even more than my desire for the Cygnet. Okay, so.
Wow.
But nonetheless, I'm curious. Part of the problem, part of the reason I swore off buying cars is because it is so it's become onerous to buy cars for me. There's just a lot that is required when I do it. The kind of cars I buy, there's just so much work and specialist labor and all this stuff. And this would be the most onerous of all because it's not technically legal to send to the US. You'd have to get it certified for the US driving under the show or display rule, which you could, because the show or display rule is specific to cars made fewer than 25 years ago, but that are like special and can be shown or displayed. So anyway, it's for sale. We don't know how much. It says price on request, and this is where Nick comes in.
I called them Saturday, got their voicemail. So I still don't know how much they won or even if it's available. I have to imagine they've been just flooded with, because they're not putting the price on the website. The only way to call is to find out is to call. And so there's got to be a lot of people just for fun calling them, and they must be so annoyed. Anytime like a car dealership gets a car like this, like they're like, we've had 6,000 calls and not one serious offer on it. And I'm sure that's the case here.
It's like when someone goes missing, the police get 100,000 tips, but only like 3 of them are meaningful. I think that's this. And to be honest, meaningful. If the dealer would get in touch with me and we have a conversation, I'd be interested in hearing what it cost. I would be a legitimate interested buyer, unlike 99.99% of people talking on the internet right now about this car. I will say, I was disappointed by one thing about it that I didn't know, because they never offered this car for sale. There's not a lot of pictures of it around. It's more race car than I expected. It has a roll cage. It has race seats, like real race seats with harnesses. Cool. It has like a battery kill switch, a fire extinguisher. I was hoping it was just like a Cygnet.
Yeah.
Like it would be annoying to use.
I can seat swap it for you. The cage might be a good idea, but here's my offer to you. 2 things. 1, I'll do all the legwork for you.
You'll do show or display.
If you pay for it, I'll do paperwork. I will facilitate this transaction and decomplicate it for you.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, since hopefully the seller's listening here, what's your starting offer here? What do we think this is actually worth?
Personally, I would pay a couple $100,000. I think they're going to want a lot more than that, but I could be talked into a lot more than that under the right circumstances. I've always wanted a special one-off car that's like a real one-off. Not like somebody built it in his garage, but like an automaker built it in special circumstances, like the Brunei cars, like the Ford GT90.
Yeah.
And this is like the peak Doug. Like it's the quirkiest, stupidest. And I have no doubt we could get it in here.
All right, so 75 grand. That's US dollars, not the trash European currency. Holler.
It's in the UK. It's in
whatever that is. Pounds, euros, francs, who knows?
Deutschmark.
We got tariffs. You better sell it to him quick, otherwise it won't be able to come in. You have until April 1st.
I'm legitimately interested in the car. I would love to have a discussion with the seller just to get a little bit more information about it. The car has almost no miles on it, no surprise. It is unfortunately right-hand drive also, which would make it a little bit complicated.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Since only a Brit would commission this vehicle, nobody else in any other country would have any interest in this trash.
It's so cool.
It is so cool. The wide,
Are there photos of the engine bay in the listing?
I don't know. I only briefly perused the listing. I know the car, you know. I want it. Make it happen.
It'd be a good car for you.
Figure out what it costs.
The second offer that I want to give to you is if this falls through, I'm willing to import a multipla for you. Do all the work, I really want one. It seems way more affordable than this, like a tenth.
I want to talk Multipla in the next segment because there's something to discuss there. Nick has been floating interest in a Multipla, which is interesting to us.
I'm frothing, all right? I got rid of a car this last week. It is time to fill that void.
And the car has replaced it. It's broken down twice in the last week.
The Multipla.
Okay, let's finish up the news stories. Move on to the next news story here. God. You know how Mercedes Gullwings or Porsche 959s will typically always be valuable and continue to go up in value? It's kind of similar to gold, which is why we've partnered with a company called Acre Gold. Financial experts and big banks agree the value of gold is climbing new heights in 2025 and beyond. So, how do you get in? Buying gold can feel complicated and expensive, but Acre Gold subscriptions make it easy and affordable. With subscriptions from $30 to $250 per month, Acre Gold makes gold ownership a reality for every budget. How does it work? Make automatic monthly payments into your stash until you reach the price of an Acre Gold bar. Once you pay for your bar, Acre Gold discreetly ships it to your door. And look at this, a real gold bar that Acre mailed to us. Markets go up and down, but gold has stood the test of time. It's real, it's solid, and now it's easier than ever to own. Secure your wealth and take control of your future. Start today at getacregold.com.